I used to come sit down on my desk and try to get some work done, but I couldn't get anything done. I would keep getting distracted. My brain would throw these random thoughts into my head and I just couldn't focus. I couldn't get any work done. But then I implemented the things I'm going to teach you in this video and my focus skyrocketed. So let's start with, there are two types of focus. There's focus in the macro and there's focus in the micro. Focus in the macro is basically, let's say you start a business and you want to stay focused on this one business model for the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. And that is what focus in the macro would be. You stay focused on this one business model, you ignore dropshipping, you ignore agency and all these other things, and you stay focused on this one thing. There's also focus in the micro, and that's when you've sat down and you're trying to get some work done and you've got all these other distractions, but you stay focused on your work. That is focus in the micro. And today we're going to be talking about micro focus. So how do we actually improve our focus? First, we need to stop destroying our focus before we can think about making improvements. So what are the things that destroy our focus? Well, social media is one of the biggest ones, especially short form content. When you're sitting there like a monkey scrolling through like one reel, I don't like that, and you just keep going, you absolutely destroy your attention span. You're giving yourself ADD, ADHD, you're making yourself retarded. And when you've sit down to do your work, your brain still has that same thing of getting dopamine quickly and going through things so fast that it can't calm down, slow down, and actually focus on what it's doing. That's why it's so boring to sit down and work, and you continuously need stimulation. You also need to fix your diet, especially carbs. If you've noticed, if you have a large bowl of pasta or rice or anything, and you come and sit down to work after that, it's so hard to not only just focus, but you just have no energy. You feel lethargic. You want to go take a nap, even though it's middle of the day. I used to do this. I'd wake up, I'd have breakfast with high carbs, high processed foods, high sugar, and I'd want to go to sleep straight after that. It was my own diet that was holding me back. I couldn't sit down and study and focus on the work that needed to be done. So try not to consume high processed foods, sugar, and even have carbs later on in the day so they don't slow you down. Also, stop switching tasks. Pick one big thing at a time and finish that before you go on to something else. It's so weird that sometimes, for example, let's say I was recording this video and randomly I just paused recording and I started sending out an email. Don't do that. Finish off one thing, and once it will give you more fulfillment and satisfaction, and you'll feel better that, I actually got something done. But you will also train your brain to focus on one thing at a time. Fix your sleep. I sometimes have bad sleep, even today and the day before, I had bad sleep. I was getting 6-7 hours. And my focus this morning was not good. It was actually took me a solid 60 minutes to be properly switched on. That was because I had coffee and I could still do that. But it takes you more time to focus, and you can't be as focused when you have bad sleep. So fix that. At least get 8 hours. For everyone it's a bit different. I usually want to have 9 hours in bed, and then I can wake up and feel pretty good the morning after. Also, there are distractions that will keep you away from your work, that will destroy your focus. Maybe it's your mom coming in asking you what you want for dinner. Maybe it's your phone ringing, whatever. All of these weird distractions that come at you when you are working, you need to remove these. You need to tell your mom, do not distract me while I'm working. Don't come into my room. It's a bit rude. But if you really want to be focused, you're going to have those difficult conversations. Obviously, you can do it in a nice way. And also, turn your notifications off on your phone and all these other things, so there's nothing that comes into your space while you are working. Also, sit upright. I used to do this thing where I would just lay back on my sleep, and there's this weird thing in our body that whenever we lay back this, our body just goes into this sleepy rest mode, which makes sense, and you can't focus as much. So sit upright like I am right now, and you'll be so much more focused compared to you chilling in the back, kicking your back. Also, use your eyes to focus. I know this one's crazy. Biologically and evolutionary, our eyes have been trained to focus at where we look. So if you're able to sit down and focus and look at the thing you want to be focused on, your focus will automatically come. I hope that makes sense. Look at what you want to be focusing on, and the focus will come. Because just don't take your eyes off it. Don't stare into the ceiling and start thinking about, this math problem or this email, how do I reply to it? Look at it. Just look at the pixels at some point, and the focus will just directly come to what you want to focus on. And you will just automatically start getting ideas and all these things, and you will have no random thoughts coming at you. Also, you can do this weird habit. I've done it a few times. It does help a little bit, but you can stare at like one tiny thing that's like 1.5 meters away from you, like an arm's length away from you. And that really helps, again, like your eyes and your whole like brain to focus on one thing. So when you bring it to your work, there's still that level of tunnel vision in a way for you to be focused. Also, force yourself to do certain tasks for 60 minutes or even more. Don't be just, again, doing like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Force yourself to sit down and just focus on one thing and just get it done. Maybe like it will take you 30 minutes, maybe it will take you 60 minutes, but preferably like the longer you can sit down, almost the better. Like the top tier is like 90 minutes. If you can sit down and work for like 90 minutes, that's pretty good. But obviously you can add more to that. You might need to go to the toilet at that point. A little breaks like that is fine. But if you can go 90 minutes just straight focus, you'll be surprised at how much you can get done, and also how focused you were throughout the session. Usually like the first 10 minutes are like you'll have distractions, you'll start thinking about other things, your mind will wander. But like after that 10-15 minutes, you can get into a state where you're like just focused, you're thinking about nothing else, and time just flies by. And then the last 10-15 minutes are also like a bit boring-ish. Your mind starts thinking about something else, and that's where you can go take a break and you'll be fine. You also need to practice. This isn't just like an overnight thing. You're gonna have to put in the reps and then you will get better at this. But before I tell you exactly how to practice with this, I want to tell you about the Muslim Productivity Academy, where I basically help Muslim entrepreneurs increase their work rate without sacrificing the deen. If that's something you're interested in, that's the first link in the description. Now, back to the video and how you can practice being focused. So start with 30 minutes for now if your focus is really bad. If it's not, if you can like sit down easily for like 45-60 minutes, sit down for that and push yourself every time to go the extra 5, 10, 15 minutes and try to be as focused as you can. Your mind will start thinking about other random things. Force it to come back and just keep going, and before you know it, you'll be easily able to do 90 minutes of like focused work, and then you can go even more up if you need to. Set timers to make sure that you hit these like your time goals of being focused, and make sure you're actually getting stuff done and make sure you're focused. I don't like working there just to be like working there. Oh, I work 12-hour days. Sit there and do focused work for a long period of time. And again, be 100% focused. And like I said before, when your attention drifts, bring it back. Also, you can use meditation to practice. Meditation is super simple the way you do it. Close your eyes. Breathe from your nose and just focus on the breaths or the air that's going in and out of your nose, and that's it. Your brain will start thinking about other things. It will stop thinking about the nose. Just bring it back. Just think of that as one rep and you've done it fine. Your attention is supposed to drift. You're supposed to think about other things. And meditation is basically just the act of bringing it back to where it is. So that will help you when you're actually working and you get other random thoughts, and you'll be more present. You'll realize that, oh, I'm thinking about something else. I need to bring it back, and you can start focusing again. Also, please take action on this, because I promise you this will help you if you do it right, because it helped me. I want to thank you for the time. Watch the video on your screen. Bye.